Hey everyone, in this video we're going to look at ordering fractions. And our directions tell us to list each set of fractions from least to greatest. So we're going to go from smallest to largest. So in example 1, I have 13 over 15, 7 over 10, and 5 over 6. So all of these fractions I know are between 0 and 1. So let's see if we can figure out which one is the smallest and which one is the largest. So in order to do this, I am going to get common denominators. So I need to figure out the least common multiple between 15, 10, and 6. So down here, I am going to list my multiples of 15, 10, and 6. And I will try to figure out my least common multiple to get common denominators. So with 15, I have 15, 30, 45. I could keep going, but I'm not going to need to in this example. For 10, I have 10, 20, and 30. All right, so 30 is a match. And luckily, if you remember your multiples of 6, we have 6, 12, 6 times 3 is 18, then 6 times 4 is 24, and then 6 times 5 is 30. So as you can see, between my denominators, my least common multiple is 30. So 30 is going to be my least common denominator. What I need to do to my original fractions, I need to change them into a denominator of 30. In the first fraction, I asked myself, how do I change 15 into a 30? Well, I would multiply by 2. So I need to multiply the bottom by 2. So I would have to multiply the top by 2 as well. In my second fraction, I need to turn the 10 into a 30, so I have to multiply by 3. If I multiply the bottom by 3, I also have to multiply the top by 3. And in the final example, I have to change the 6 into a 30. I do that by multiplying by 5, multiply the bottom by 5, and the top by 5. So let's take a second to rewrite each one of these fractions. So 13 over 15, we can rewrite that as 13 times 2, which is 26, over 15 times 2, which is 30. My next one, when I rewrite it, 7 times 3 is 21 over 30. And my third fraction will be 5 times 5, which is 25 over 30. At this point, I have common denominators, so it's really easy to figure out which one is the smallest and which one is the largest. So my middle fraction, 21 over 30, is the smallest. So 7/10 is the smallest of the original fractions. My next smallest is going to be the 25 over 30. So that original fraction was 5 over 6. And then the biggest fraction after converting it was 26 over 30, which corresponded to 13 over 15. So this would be the correct order for my original three fractions in example number 1. Example 2 is really similar. The biggest difference, though, is the first fraction is a mixed number, and the second and third fraction, those are improper fractions. So what I want to do first is I want to convert this first fraction into an improper fraction. So to do that, I say 1 times 5 is 5, 5 plus 4 is 9. So if I rewrite my first fraction, that would be 9 over 5. My next fraction, I'm going to leave it as 21 over 10. And my third fraction, I'll leave as 9 over 4. So now I have 3 improper fractions. That's much easier to work with. But just like in our first example, we now need common denominators. So let's take my 3 denominators, so 5, 10, and 4, and see if we can figure out their least common multiple. So for 5, we have 5 times 1 is 5, 5 times 2 is 10, then we have 15, 20, 25, and I could continue this. We're going to be fine with this set of numbers. So then for my multiples of 10, we have 10. 10 times 2 is 20. All right, so 20 is in both sets so far. So let's just double check to make sure it's in the third set. So 4, 8, 12, 16, and 20. So as you can see, 20 is my least common multiple for this example. So what I need to do is convert each denominator into a 20. So in the first fraction, 5 times 4 gives me 20, so I multiply the bottom and the top by 4. In the second example, 10 times 2 is 20, so I need to multiply the top and bottom by 2. And in the third fraction, we need to multiply the top and bottom by 5 because 4 times 5 also gives me 20. So as I rewrite these fractions, 9 times 4 is 36. So my first fraction is 36 over 20. My second fraction, 21 times 2, is 42 over 20. And my third fraction, 9 times 5, is 45 over 20. So as you can see in this problem, 36, 42, and 45, those are my new numerators. These fractions were already written in order from smallest to largest, from least to greatest. So I can keep their order. So when I rewrite the original versions, it's 1 4/5, and then 21 over 10 is next, and then the biggest of these three was 9 over 4. So this would be the correct order from least to greatest. Hey guys, thanks for joining us for another video, and I hope this was helpful. I'm going to put a link to the next video at the top of this screen, and any related videos I'm going to leave along the bottom. Please feel free to leave any questions or any comments or any suggestions in the comments below, and we'll see you for our next video. Thanks.